Hey, it's Amy Green with Amy and Art Designs. Come on in and say hi. We are going to make some pumpkin tonight. So come on in, come all the way in, grab yourself something to drink and sit down because we're going to have some fun tonight. I told you I would show you how to do the chippy pumpkin look or chippy paint look, just like I did on this pumpkin. So that's what we're going to do. So if you're here for the first time, make sure you let us know so we can give you a warm welcome. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you drop hashtag replay and make sure to say hi, everyone, and tell me where you're watching from because I love to know who's here and I love to be able to say hi to you. So this is the layered pumpkin shelf sitter that we made, and we tried to crackle it, and I didn't like the crackle. So this actually is 2 layers. It stands by itself, and then by the time you get this front piece on, you have 3 layers and you have the little bird, and so it totally stands by itself, okay? And we have 3 different styles of these pumpkin shelf sitters, so I need y'all to let me know. This is the 7-inch, okay? So we did the 7-inch, so we need to decide between the 5.5-inch and the duo. So let me show you what these look like. Hey guys, let me drop this in the comments because let's see. La, la, la. Hold on just a second. This should. Okay, so I dropped it in the comments, but let me show them to you. So this is actually what the set looks like. You have the back piece that you don't paint at all. You have this piece with the little leaf thingy. You have the front like oval. You have a sunflower, a bird, and some leaves, okay? So this is what your shelf sitter looks like. So that's the whole set. This is one we did last week. So tell me in the comments. I'm going to show you the duo and the 5-inch. I want you to tell me if you want to see the duo or the 5-inch, and then we'll say hi to everybody, okay? So okay, that might fall because that's not. So this is the 5-inch, just shorter and fatter, okay, with the same pieces. And then the duo is actually both of them sitting together, and the sunflowers are going to fall off, but this is the duo. All right. So drop which one you want to make tonight in the comments, and let me say hi to everybody, and then we'll see. So, hey, Penny's here. Hi, Penny. Tammy is in Ohio. Yeah, it's beautiful today. Hey, Cindy. Gail is out and about. Hey, girl. Chris is here. Hey, Chris. Hi, Karen. Tammy. Lydia. Hi, girl. Tammy wants to see the duo. Mary Beth wants to see the duo. Michelle's here. Hey, Michelle. Okay. We are unanimous on the duo, so we're going to start the duo. So, I'm going to move that just so it doesn't, let me set it here. There we go. All right. So, when you're doing this, the duo has this piece and then this other little piece in the front. So you have a lot of layers with the duo, so I don't have the whole back piece with it, and it will still stand up. The key is to get these flush when you put them together, because if they're not lined up properly when you glue them, they're going to look bad. I mean, they're just not going to stand ever, and it doesn't matter how many layers you have, they just won't stand because you have not enough, because they're not even and flat. Like you see, like I took special care to get this super even so that it would stand, and that's super important, okay? All right, so I'm going to do one in orange, but do you guys want to try a blue? I do the blue with fear and trepidation because I have not tried it yet, and I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm thinking we can try a yellow and a blue set, and I'll lighten this up a little bit because we were liking blue last time. So what do y'all think about that? Let me know if you want yellow and blue, do you want yellow and cream or cream and orange? Not yellow. Orange and here are the options I was thinking. Either like an orange and a light blue pumpkin with cream behind it, or an orange and a cream pumpkin. What do y'all want to do? Hey, Sheila. How are you? Hi, Michelle. I'm thinking we're going to do, I would like at least orange on some of it so that it goes together. And so it coordinates with this one. And the sunflowers are really super easy to paint. I'm going to show you if you don't remember. We're going to turn on the overhead camera in a second. Let me get these. I'm going to set the bulbs to the side, the leaves. And I just dropped the link above. You are traditional as far as pumpkins. I know. I kind of lean towards the traditional too. So maybe orange and cream. Those are the centers. I'm going to put those aside. Let's do this. Okay. Let's start with our base coat. I kind of need to know because I'm thinking if we paint this one orange and this one cream, the first choice. Let's get us on the fancy camera. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So I'm thinking if we do like this one cream and this one orange, we need to put some orange in the background here so we can chippy paint this one. That's all we need to know. So like this would go here and this would go here, but those we can deal with later. So let's do that. Let's go with the cream. All right. So I'm going to paint this background orange, not the leaf, but this part orange. And I'm going to paint this cream. That way we have some fun chippy paint going on. And we'll see how that looks. All right. I'm just trying to picture it in my head and trying to decide if I'm going to like that or not. We'll try it. I think it'll be fine. Okay. Let me get my tan. So the first step when you're doing the chippy paint method is, so let's think about this set, guys. This part's all going to be covered up, so we're not even going to worry about painting that at all, okay? Who saw pictures of Joe drilling in the house on my stories? I know Tammy did. So we're not even going to paint this. This is so much faster to paint than you think. So this isn't going to get painted at all. This is going to get cream because we're going to chippy paint on top of it. So let's start there. Let me get my cardboard. Thank you for the sprinkles, Tammy. We're going to go ahead and start with this. Yeah. He finally went to, come on. Come on, come on. Hey, Renee. He finally went to, we've had people out looking at how to like cut through that wall. It's 14 inches of CMU block. And he finally just got tired of it and went up to Lowe's and said, look, I need to cut through a wall. And he made a friend with a guy named John. And he and John talked about it for a while. And John told him to buy a hammer drill. So Joe came home with hammer drill and drilled right through the wall. And he was having the time of his life. I'll tell you all a story. I told you guys this story. So when we were first married, he had moved here. I'd lived here for a while and he had just moved here. So I'm just putting this on with my traditional makeup sponge, right? He just moved here. And so he was renting an apartment and I had a house. And when we got engaged, he moved in with me. And prior to had rewired the cable so that it would go from where it was around the fireplace and up to the other side of the fireplace and the wall. This is way before like Wi-Fi and Apple TV. So way before then. Hey, Tammy W. And so what happened was the transition piece came around. So imagine you got this piece of cable running like this and this and this around a rectangular like fireplace hearth type thing, like, in front of the fireplace. So I asked him, can you glue that back down because the transition piece popped out? And he was like, sure. And I think I was getting ready to go somewhere. I don't know. I know I took a shower. And so I come downstairs and he's like, oh yeah, I got it all done. And then he goes to turn on the TV and he's like, the TV's not working. Or no, he said to me, I had to, okay, hold on. I'm going to come back to this. So I just want a coat of this. That's all, because it's going to dry and we're going to scrape that Vaseline off. So we just want to be able to see the other color of paint. I'm not worried about this looking perfect. So I'm going to set this aside, right? I just can't get it in my head. We're just going to try it. I hope that it's not too much. That's what I'm worried about. We'll see. I can usually get the picture in my head. So this side I'm going to do in orange so it pops out. So anyway, so okay, I want to have a question. Which you saw the interchangeable frame. I was wondering if I'll be selling just the insert in bulk too. Tell me a little more about what you mean. And you might need to private message. I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for, or you're asking, like, do you want a lot of them? Do you want just one piece of it? Tell me what you're wanting. I'm just going to move this around. So I can answer you, Linda. So, hey, Juanita. Pam, you say you've been busy with this. I know. You know what? Getting back has been crazy busy. This month has been really difficult for me in terms of time and keeping up with things. And it's just been, with the back to school, has been crazy. So back to Joe, he goes and he's like, well, yeah, to get this transition piece in, I had to cut this wire out because he's like, the wire was in the way. And I was like, Joe, that's the cable. And he was like, no. So he legitimately went in and cut the full length of the cable underneath. Right. And I was like, no. And he was like, no, that's not the cable. And I was like, no, Joe, that's the cable. And he was like, no. So I'm like, yeah. So he tries to get the TV to work and he can't. And I'm like, so I don't have to paint this whole thing, right? Because this is going to be covered up in the middle. And I'm really just going to put some of these accents where I might do the chippy paint. Okay. That's all you got to do on this. So we're not going to get too crazy about it. So anyway, the next thing I know, he's got a drill with a 4-inch wood drill bit trying to drill through the wall. And I'm like, Joe, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to drill through the wall and fix the cable. I'm like, you can't, you're going to like lose your eye. Yes, this is in my shop, Tammy W. So here you go. So legitimately, he's been waiting for 15 years to drill through the wall. And he finally got to put an 8-inch hole in the wall. Legitimately, it takes an 8-inch hole to get through the wall. So I'm leaving this like this. I'm not worried about this. I want it just like this. This is fine. I'm going to let this dry while I paint my next thing. Okay. So yeah, that is my husband having the time of his life drilling through that wall. Okay. I have leaves. I got leaves everywhere. I got 2 sunflowers. Let me take these off. Hey, Deanna. So yeah, we are gonna get that thing in, but the connection on the vent, it's 8 inches, so we've got to go get some 8-inch duct. And I already have metal duct tape, so we'll just metal duct tape it together and then push it through the wall. Well, we'll cut it first. So we're painting flowers here. So we're going to do the chippy paint method. I think it's going to be okay like this. All right. Here's the burnt sienna. La, la, la. Where is it? Well, y'all know, like, this is most of crafting. Here it is. Looking for what you need. Most of crafting is looking for what you need. So that's what we've been up to today. Cutting wood. We also had lots of sports. We had soccer. I'm just cutting this. We had soccer in the morning from 8 to 9. And then after soccer, we had football, or 8 to 9:30 was soccer. Let's see. 8 to 9:30 was soccer, and then 10 to 11:30 was football, and then 12:30 to 2 was rock climbing. And tomorrow we have football starting at 10 a.m. The boys are doing good, Mary Beth. They are doing great. So I don't know if you know, you probably do. You got Lucas started a new school this year. He has dyslexia, and he was getting really good remediation at the school district we were in, but there's a private school for kids, specifically for kids that have dyslexia, and they kids who have dyslexia learn differently than other kids. And so even though he was getting really good service, he was always stressed out because he had to leave a lot to go with his they call it intervention specialist in his public school. He had to spend a lot of time outside of the classroom, which he didn't like, and it was hard, and he cried a lot because he felt like I think so. I'm just painting the centers here. He really felt like he just missed out on a lot of things, and then again, having the dyslexia is difficult, and so he couldn't read all the same things that his friends could because he hasn't. I mean, they're still in the process of remediating that dyslexia, and so the school that he's at now, it's 30 minutes from our house. But he's getting he is very happy there in terms of not coming home and feeling stressed out, not coming home and feeling overwhelmed. And we had open house for, like Pam was talking about, just getting back in this. We had 3 open houses last week, but we had curriculum night for his school last week. And they were saying, they're going to start having homework in September. And they said, you know what, if he's stressed out or crying over the homework, we want you to stop. And we want you to email us and let us know. And we're going to, because they're like, they have had enough situations where they felt like failures in public school. And we don't do that. We're not going to set them up to fail. What they should bring home, they should be able to do independently, And so if they can't and they're crying, you need to let us know and we're going to fix it. So, they really work on building their self-confidence. Hey, Verdonna. Tammy's hanging out with her sister. It's been a week. Oh, I'm sorry she's not feeling very good. That's a lot, Tammy. I'm glad you're with her, though. So, yeah, and then Nate is in middle school now, but he also is in, he has a special teacher, too, different kind. And he's with her for 3 subjects a day, which is I mean, okay, no mom really ever wants to say this is what my kid needs, but this is what he needs in order to. It's the gen ed classroom with 28 middle school. It's too overwhelming for him. So he's in the gen ed classroom for some things, but for reading, writing, and math, he has a teacher in a small setting, and she is amazing, and she already has him writing. I was so impressed with her already. They're writing letters with I mean, formatting them correctly, all of those things. And last year they did not make him do that. It made me so angry. But this teacher really holds these kids to a high standard. And she's like, look, no, they can do it. They might need a little more help, but they can do it. And so I'm really excited about that. Okay, I'm just getting some yellow. I've got yellow ochre again. You guys, this has like been the theme, right? Yellow ochre, school bus yellow, and I'm going to paint these sunflowers. The pumpkins are sold out. No, the pumpkins aren't sold out. You just have an inappropriate operator. Let me fix it. Your operator is a ding dong. I'm fixing it right now. Okay. Okay. The pumpkins should no longer be sold out. I'm sorry that I am a ding dong. Thank you for saying that, Pamela. I mean, really, we had like 13 things going on. Joe was drilling in the wall. I'm sorry about that, my friend. Thank you for telling me. Okay, so I'm just spinning my brush just like we did in the JCC. And I'm pulling a little of this back just to get some color variation. I fixed it. I'm sorry. I'm a ding dong. I need someone else to do that for me to set those up. I mean, I just would have to say, like, that's the one thing I am not very good at. Okay. They'd be a little crazy if they were. So these are super cute. And I'll touch up that middle when I'm done, but yeah, it's a big freaking hole, Juanita. It's 8 inches. It's one of the reasons, like, we've just been kind of like, we're trying to figure out another way to do it. And we have a window, but the whole window situation is cumbersome. And it's a lot of flex stuff to have to take in and out of the window, honestly. It's a lot. And so, at the end of the day, though, I mean, if you're like, if we decided, hey, we're going to move, if I would like move into a shop and I quit working out of the basement, like somewhere outside of here, and we had to move the laser, it's just a drywall patch and a sheetrock and a stucco patch, which it's not really that big of a deal. But we watched this video on YouTube about, we were going to run it through the window, and then we found this YouTube video about running it through the wall. So we were like, oh, well, that looks really easy. I mean, they just took a hole saw and drilled right through the wall, and that was it, right? They found the stud, took a hole saw. Nope, we had a CMU block behind there. I don't know why we didn't think about having a CMU block, but oh, you haven't styled your tray yet? Hey, Kim C. Oh, well, yeah, you know what, Tammy, you've had a lot of family obligations. Like, I just think the fact that you get it done is amazing. But the trays are looking really pretty, aren't they? In the JCC already. Okay, I'm going to leave these dry for a minute, and then I'll probably come back. You guys hear that? That's the water running above my head. Seriously. The water pipe, the hot water pipe is right above my head. I really don't love working back here like for lives because of things like this. Can you guys hear that? Is it like sound like, you know, you're like free sound effects, free waterfall, like, but that laser takes up all of my old workspace. Woo! All right. Okay, I'm gonna leave that be for now. See, those are just easy to clean up. All right, I'm gonna go like this, wrap this up, put it over here. Let me wrap this one up. All right, so I'm gonna put these aside. So we're still drying a little bit. Let's do our birds. Kim says she's almost done. Oh, Linda's, yay! Verdana's painting their JCC tray. If you don't know what we're talking about, so they're in the Joyful Crafting Club. It's a tiered tray subscription group that we do where we paint. Every month we paint tier trays. And then we style them, and then everybody shows off how beautiful their home looks, and it is really so much fun. Like, I get so much joy from watching everyone like paint and style their trays every month. And last month we had a record number of people finish. Like, it was crazy how many people we had finished their trays last month. I was so excited. Okay. So I left the mask on his beak and his face. Oh, I didn't want the pure black. I wanted that. Only because my pure black is really thick. So, it has been really fun to watch them. And it's just neat to see how everybody kind of puts their own spin on it. Because I have my tray, right? And then this, honestly, every month, I see more and more trays that I'm like, oh no, I want to repaint mine because it looks so good. Some of these, they just like take my ideas and they improve on them every month. People improve on what I do. I love it. And I love that there's so much creativity in there. Like, I love how Patty put the yellow underneath hers. That was really pretty. Renee had, she like, instead of painting some of her things black, she left it natural. Was it Pam or was it Cindy who put green in her? She used a lot of that really pretty green. It's just been a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Kim D. Oh gosh, you guys see that? Holy moly. My paint just like exploded. Kim D incorporated a beehive into hers. Super cute beehive. I must have had like a clog in there. That's okay. We're just gonna scoot it over. Just so many different fun variations on things. Okay. So I don't really worry about the black because I'm going to sand it anyway, but I'm going to grab my trash. Holy cow, Jen, turn off the water. Good. Okay. I gotta go to IKEA and get me another trash can. So you guys, if you have a crafting room, hold on, I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna show. I have to show you this because I'll forget to show you later. Okay, if you have a crafting room, these trash cans from IKEA, they're like $19 or something with a lid. And then look, see, these are the best things ever because one, you don't have to look at the trash. They slide under a table. You can use it to set things on. And I mean, I have 3 of them. I'm going back to get a couple more because we reorganized the workshop. I don't have enough trash cans anymore. But legitimately, it's one of my favorite things. Those trash cans are amazing. Okay, back to the crafting. So, oh, Linda, you found the dimensional magic. All right, girl. Oh, I can't wait to see it. All right, where are we? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. Sure. I'm going to do my leaves last. I do have a reason for doing them last too. Okay, I'm going to move my birds. I'm going to move the yellow. I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to do this one next, I think. I'm going to get my heat gun. Just a little bit. All right. Are we plugged? So yeah, the kids are doing well. Gabe, that trash can, you guys, is amazing. It is the best thing ever. And it's so much better than those Simple Humans that you step on because it's cheap. I mean, it's $17 and it holds a ton of trash. Verdana, you looked everywhere for dimensional magic and none of your stores had it. Oh, girl, keep an eye out. I know Amazon does have it. It's a little more. But I love the dimensional magic. It was a lot of fun. I also found, okay. Here's, I'm obsessed. This Mod Podge Crackle. I'm going to try this. It says you brush it in one direction. Full cure time is 4 weeks. I'm going to try this. I found this at Walmart. Okay, a W Plus is where I found it. Hey, girl, how are you? Okay, this is my friend, and she does the cutest primitive crafting. The other thing I want to say is she is definitely one to follow. Go check her out at My Sweet Home Living. Super sweet, tons of fun. She also does craft around the clock, which I'm itching to get in there and craft with those ladies. As soon as we get into some stable life and I know our schedule, I really am hoping that I can get in craft around the clock and craft with those ladies because it is such a fun group. I just really would love to have some more crafty friends, honestly. So, and really just, I know a lot of y'all have a very strong faith. She's got a strong faith too. And I know she's always just behaves with integrity. Let's say that. Let's say lots of integrity. That's what I like. That is, I mean, I don't know. I think like there are so many people that maybe sometimes, I just think it's always important to remember that we're women. We lift each other up. We support each other's success. We, stand arm in arm beside each other. And you know what? Your success is my success, right? I am never less because you are wildly successful. Ever, ever. No, it doesn't work like that, And especially as women, like we're always more together. Always, always. Yes, Tracy. So y'all make sure that you stop by and give her a follow. She's awesome. And always, always she does champion other women's success. I mean, that's what she does now. That is her calling. That's what Craft Around the Clock is all about. It's about spreading joy and love through crafting. Just so much fun. So much fun. So we got this here. Okay, I'm giving just that. And now I'm going to do the next step, which is what y'all wanted to see. We're going to do the chippy paint method, and I've got me some Vaseline. I sound very Texan tonight. I don't know why. I'm hearing lots of things come out of my mouth that are very, very Texan. Okay. So I know the other thing is, oh, Jimmy, you've been at Yellowstone. I'm jealous. Okay. So this is Vaseline. And all you're going to do for this is to take the Vaseline and you're just going to rub it in the areas you don't want the paint to stick. Okay. So, and don't be afraid to like put it on there. Okay. And you don't want to put it perfectly. It's hard for you to, let's see. I don't know. Okay. See how I've just kind of got it. You don't want to put it perfectly because you want it to look funky. Okay. So don't like do everywhere on the edge. Leave some places. I put a little glob in the middle. Maybe I want a little glob here, just wherever. All right. And just get it on there. Because what it's going to do is it's going to, because this is the middle of our pumpkin, y'all. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with this. Now, remember, this piece is going to get glued around the middle. And we're not going to see it. And this right here is where our little leaf's going to glue on. So we don't need to worry so much about that. But just get some Vaseline. Can you see kind of where it's shiny? That's where I'm rubbing it on. And I'm going to put some here so that like kind of in the middle where it goes together, it's going to look a little worn. But down here, they're not going to see it. Hey, Jennifer. Okay. Tammy W., as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to talk about what you just shared. Okay. All right. I think that's good. Guys, Tracy from My Sweet Home Living, she does a lot of those fake bakes. And I can do fake bakes like cupcakes and stuff, but she does like this cornbread fake bake. I mean, I need to start doing fake bakes on here too. That's a GOAL, a goal for January next year. I just spelled that GOAL. I don't know why I did that. Okay. But I mean, she's just the nicest person. She's just, I just love her. I've watched her for a while, and you know how you watch people and what they say and what they do lines up, and you can trust them. Not like she says she'll be live at 11 and she's live at 11:05, but her actions line up with the values that she shares. Yeah, girl, do you know how much fake bake stuff I have here? Hold on. Now that we're talking fake bake, I'm going to show you guys. Hold on. I have all of the fake bakes. Let's see. Oh, where am I? Oh, look, hold on. I'm going to show you. I've got fun stuff. Do I have any Christmas? I do. Oh my gosh, we might have to do fake bakes before the end. Look. Okay, I have these. This is birthday kind of. I have 4th of July fake bakes. This could be a Labor Day fake bake right there, guys. I have some summer. Like, look at all this goodness in here. Hot cocoa fake bakes, Halloween, fall, Christmas, more Christmas, Halloween, pumpkin spice. I mean, seriously. I love me a fake bake. Okay, a fake bake. Guess in the comments. So it's just what it sounds like. It's fake food. Yeah. So I went to baking and pastry art school. And that was what I was going to do before I had Nate. And then Nate was born and I had a difficult pregnancy and I did not finish baking and pastry art school. But yeah, back when I was food blogging. All right, we're going in with the orange. Okay, now the thing about the Vaseline, guys, is you have to go in and you can't. Well, let me just show you because I'm not going to come up with the words for it. Jennifer, you missed it. My black blew out of the paint jar. The paint bottle, it just blew right out. Oh, Verdana makes fake bakes. Yeah, girl. Do some fun fake bakes. Okay, so you want to go and you don't. I'm just going to kind of lift up where that Vaseline is. The only thing is you can't. It's a little harder to smooth out when you have the Vaseline on there, okay? So you just kind of do your best. So Tammy W, what did you said on September 4th, you get to meet your little sister that you just found on your dad's side. She is 51. Okay. Let's chat about that. So that is so interesting because I feel like, when did COVID hit? It might have even been. Anyway, I recently met my half sister. Okay, so we're just going to leave that. Okay. That's done. That I didn't know about. And she's about that age. Kim, what are you saying 3 years ago about I'm missing out on the combo? And Jimmy, how was Jimmy, tell us, how was the Yellowstone? COVID was 3 years ago. Okay. So I cannot remember. It was during COVID. I mean, it had to have been because we were getting ready to move home, I feel like, or it was right before, somewhere around in there. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, like my mom had a daughter before I was born and she gave her up for adoption. And crazy enough, she lived she grew up in Kim. See, you know where Lancaster is. She grew up in Lancaster, but she's lived in German Village, which is downtown Columbus, for most of her life, which it's crazy. So yeah, I have a half sister too that I didn't find out until I was older. She's lovely. Super sweet. I don't see her a lot. I really don't see anyone in my family a lot. Let's just be honest about that. Not because we just are, our life is very different with the boys and the special needs and all the things. And I just don't think that they've gotten their head around like what it takes, right? And I'm like, we do our best to like participate where we can, but there's just some things like we can't do. So, okay. So, Tammy, I hope it really goes well. So I'm just going to leave this like that. I don't know, like you as an adult intellectually, like, that your parents had this whole life before you were born, but you don't realize, I mean, I'd never thought about it in depth until that happened. And I was like, oh, she did have a whole life before we were born, The paint's a little thicker, Jimmy. So I can go back. The thing is that the Vaseline's on there. I have a greasy May hair in here. It's not good. It's not good. It's a little thicker, but the Vaseline is also making it look thicker than what it is. So you'll see when I scrape it off, it just looks a little different. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Get this centered again with my janky camera. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I know I do have a family, and y'all, I just think like, I don't know. I think because my kids hadn't grown up here, that I think everyone always has expectations of how things are going to go, right? And you think things are going to be one way. And the truth is, Joe and I I was gone for 2 decades. Okay. I was in Texas for 20 years. So from my early 20s or my mid 20s until my mid 40s, it was me and Joe. I mean, well, for 15 of those years, it was me and Joe, right? And we had to do a lot of hard stuff. And we had wonderful neighbors, who showed up and helped. And we helped our neighbors too, right? I mean, we were a community, a family down there. But it wasn't, it really wasn't like how my family functions here. Like, Joe and I are crazy independent. And I don't know. And so we just kind of do things like without, like, if we need help with something, we just get it done and we figure it out, or we wait until later, but we're not used to having anybody to call. Well, we just learned, we didn't have anyone to call to come help. So we just did it. We just got things done. And, hey, Amy from Wix Wax Candle, she's here. We're doing the Vaseline method. This is Vaseline. Here, I'll put this right here so you guys can see it. So whereas my family everyone on both sides has always lived here. And like, if the toilet breaks, my mom calls my uncle. And if my sister wants to go to yoga, my mom watches the kids. And it's just, if they've got to go to the airport, somebody, even if they have a 4 a.m. flight, someone gets up and takes them. And I'm like, call you Uber. Like, I will pay for your Uber. I'm not taking you to the airport at 4 a.m, like, I've got 3 kids. Like, it's different, and it's not right or wrong. But part of it is also Joe and I we really don't know how to function like that, if that makes sense, because we've never done that. Like I would never call someone and say, hey, like, I don't have any canned tomatoes. Can you go to the store and get me some canned tomatoes? Now, I might call my neighbor and say, hey, do you have an extra can of tomatoes I can borrow, right? Or do you have, an egg I can borrow. Like we did that all the time, but it's, it's very different. Yeah, I'm doing this one I'm doing with Vaseline again too, because this is a duo, Jimmy. This is a set. So these both are going to go together. In the beginning, we voted if we wanted to do the 5-inch, because we already did the 7-inch, but I didn't do the Vaseline on screen. We were trying to crackle and we were unsuccessful. So this is the 7-inch and this is the duo. Everyone, it was a unanimous vote to do the duo. So we're duoing. We are duoing. Okay. And then this has got to get painted with white. So we'll see if this was a good idea or a bad idea. Yeah. So yeah, we borrowed from our neighbors, but we don't ever call so it's not right or wrong. Joe and I are very, we are fiercely independent. And so because everyone's been here, like when I was in Texas, my mom would call me and she would say, well, the toilet's broken and I called your Uncle David and he came over and he wasn't sure how to fix it. And so, then I did this and such and so. And she's like, do you think you can help me with the toilet? I'm like, Mom, I'm in Texas. I love you, but no, I cannot help you with your toilet. I can pay for a plumber. But thank you for the sprinkle, Sarah. But no, it's just a different, and please don't, if your toilet's broken, please don't call Joe and ask Joe to come over and fix your toilet, because he can't fix a toilet. I mean, it's cheaper to call the plumber than to have Joe fix the toilet. Because if Joe fixes your toilet, what's going to happen is you're going to have to call a plumber. I mean, I don't know. So I think that I do not, when I say it's just different, it's because Joe and I really don't function the way they function. And it's not bad or wrong. My mom plays cards with my cousin and my aunt every Friday. And you know what? I think it's great. But I don't sit down until, 10 o'clock at night. Jennifer, you know this. We're just going all day long. And so anyway, it is really good to be here, though. I will say, and I never thought I would say this out loud, but I really do love Ohio. Joe and I were saying the other day, it is the most beautiful place to live. Those of you who live in Ohio, do you agree? It is just gorgeous here. The trees are so lush and gorgeous, and the grass is so gorgeous, and the water, the rivers, and you go north of here, and people are sailing on the river, and north of the dam, and they're sailing, and it's just, I don't know. I told Joe someday I want to learn how to sail. Jennifer, this is why we get along so well. Jennifer says she was married with a kid at 20 and you've always relied on no one. You don't like the feeling of having to depend on other people. I know. I think that's part of it too, is and I only ask for help when I really, really need it. Okay, Nate has had a really hard time going back to school. He's doing great, but it has been difficult, and he's had some this weekend has been so much better. But last weekend was really hard. He had lots of meltdowns, just the stress of the change. And I'm not going to worry about the middle because that's going to be covered up, y'all. And then, so Monday night he had more and I called my mom and I said, Mom, look, can you come get Gabe? I felt Luke had to leave for football, and I just did not want Gabe to have to listen to an hour and a half of screaming. And I just said, please, can you come get him? And I said, and she said, yeah. I said, I really need help. But that was my kid. I just could not put him through that. And it's better. But if anyone has an autistic kiddo at home, and Nate, you guys have met Nate. He's great. But he can get really stressed out and not know how to get out of it. And so we did buy him a hammock. So he has a hammock that he I should have put Vaseline right there and I didn't. That's okay. So we put a hammock up in his bedroom because he likes to hang out in the hammock. So if it's too hot or it's wet or it's cold, he can go in the hammock and just chill, right? This might need another coat. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm not sure how the chippy is going to work with the lighter color on top. I'm going a little thicker on purpose so that it covers. So, Jimmy, if you come to Ohio, are you talking about the Columbus Zoo? You got to let me know because I live 5 minutes from the Columbus Zoo. Seriously. We had a membership there, like with a water park membership too, and we went there all the time. But since we are building the pool, which is still in process, they are so slow. I'm fixing to get someone out here pour the concrete myself. But the Columbus Zoo is amazing. If you guys ever have a chance to go to the Columbus Zoo, it is like one of the best zoos around. Jack Hanna is amazing. All right, so let's let this dry for a minute. We're going to paint the leaves and maybe the brown stems. Oh, yeah. Jimmy, if you come, Tammy will come down. I bet we could get Kim to come down. Out. And then we can all go over to Kim's house and look out at the lake and paint things. You like how you just invited us over, Kim? So yeah, the Columbus Zoo is gorgeous. Yeah, there's a Cincinnati Zoo, but the Columbus Zoo is head and shoulders above Cincinnati. The Columbus Zoo's, I mean, it is incredible. It's incredible. Okay, I'm going to do some, you know what? Let me try something. I'm just going to paint these stems. Yeah, it's really beautiful. They just do a great job there. They have this massive tortoise. And this is just decor wax, guys. Sorry about that. This is decor wax because I want it to be a different color than the middle of the sunflowers. I do not want to come in with that burnt sienna for the sunflowers. I know I'm using a brush. Y'all know I don't like to use a brush. Oh, Pam watched a behind the scenes series of, yeah, did you hear? They had all that embezzlement. So somebody on the board of directors, so Jack Hanna, actually they just announced, I want to say a year and a half ago. So Jack Hanna was the person who really got things going at the zoo. And he was like on the Letterman show. I mean, he was a good looking guy. He was a great personality, very charismatic. And he was like, got everything going at the Columbus Zoo. He was amazing. And they got him everywhere for publicity. And the Columbus Zoo is one of the best in the nation. And then, it's been when I was a kid, right? And they recently announced that that he won't make any more public appearances because he has Alzheimer's, which is sad. But this is just a sage green. But he is the one who, they had some board members who'd embezzled funds and they lost their accreditation. Just it's people are just wrong. And they lost their accreditation and they They're trying to get it back. I don't know what the status is now. I know. I mean, if you live in Ohio, right? There's some for the love. I just did that. There's some things like that are like Ohio. One is Jack Hanna and the Zoo. 2 is the Longaberger Basket building. Did you know we have the world's largest basket building? We also have, I think, the world's largest stamp. Like that kind of stamp, not like a letter stamp, but it's like a statue of like a stamp. Seriously. I couldn't make that up. I think we also have the world's largest apple, and we do have the world's largest cuckoo clock, which the kids and I and Joe went to see in Little Switzerland, Ohio. It was the wrong time of year because the cuckoo clock was not turned on. But we did do that. No, Verdana, the basket's up, girl. We just drove past it. It's closed. Like they're not making Longaberger baskets anymore, but that thing's still standing. Ohio has some bizarre stuff, but I'll tell you what, it is gorgeous here. Like I was standing out there at soccer in Dublin. Like we live in Dublin. And there's so much fun outdoor and indoor stuff to do here. I don't know. We love it. I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying that out loud. Grace, what are you doing? Are you trying to knock stuff over? Hi. You want to say hi to everybody? You guys want to see my dog? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No? Oh, hi. Oh my goodness. Come here. I'm just going to get her. Gracie, come here. You want to say hi? You look at her. This is my Gracie. I know she's like tiny right there. Hi, girl. Hi. What you doing? She's 50-pound Irish Water Spaniel. Okay. Well, no. Okay, so Verdana, I don't think the building's open anymore. I don't think they're doing tours. Like, because they quit making the Longaberger basket. For years, like people would come from around the country. I mean, seriously, busloads and busloads of people would come to see the Longaberger basket building. And they take you inside and you could watch people build, make the Longaberger baskets. I don't even know if that's Longaberger. Yeah. My aunt had a gazillion of them. Actually, the lady who owned this house before we bought it, this whole area where I work, you couldn't walk in because it was stuffed with her Longaberger baskets. I could not make that up. I didn't even know that this space was really back here because when I came to see it, you couldn't even get in. I was just like, I had no idea. I mean, I know it sounds really stupid that we bought a house and we had no idea how much space was in the back, but that is the truth. Yeah, Ohio has some crazy stuff. Like you guys, we could do like a painting retreat and like a crafting retreat in Amish country. I don't believe I said that out loud, but that would be fun. Or like the Inn and Honey Run. I haven't been inside of there forever, but that is a really cool place. It's like built into the hills, and with the inside is still beautiful. I mean, it's really pretty, and that would be fun. I'm just saying things out loud. Maybe next year, something small and manageable. All right, let's see where we are. I think we are at you know what? Let's give this a couple more minutes before we get the heat gun out, and then we'll do the birds. We'll do the bards. Have I ever been to Noah's Ark? No. But I feel like okay, Pam Laird, she and I have known each other since Nate was born, and we've never met in person. I mean, but we, have always We met online when I was food blogging. And so she and I have talked about like maybe meeting at there's like, isn't that somewhere around between, where is that? All right, y'all. So I'm just taking this off. This is one of the reasons I love the mask. I'm not sure it's still going to be possible with the big laser. I don't know. Okay, so before I do that, I want to sand him and get the black. We went to the big inside flea market and bought our bedroom furniture from the Amish. You had to wait 6 months, but it's beautiful. Okay, that was my hat, the bill of my hat. Yeah. You know what was last weekend was the Springfield flea market. And I had it on my calendar. I just could not make it happen. I want to go to the antiquing too. Okay, so put like crafting aside. You could just come to Ohio and spend we could go to Amish country, craft for an afternoon, walk around, check out all this stuff, eat amazing food, watch the horses. I mean, the Amish country's not far from here. Nothing's far in Ohio. I mean, it's really it is beautiful. Yeah, I haven't been to the Ark. We'll have to go. I think I'm going to cheat and use, maybe not. Okay, I don't need to cheat. I'm going to use the yellow school bus. This paintbrush is janky. La, la, la. Okay, Williamstown, Kentucky. All right. So, yeah, I just really think. But we were out there this morning for soccer practice. He had to be there at 8. And I mean, they have just done, and Dublin has done, and I think a lot of Ohio, really, they've done an amazing job with natural screening. So I'm just painting this. See, just painting in those lines. And I'm just going to put a dot for his eye. Just dot this in. They've done an amazing job with like natural screening and bike trails and there's a bike trail that goes by the rec center. And there's also one of those outdoor workout parks. The boys like to go there. Gabe likes to go there and train for soccer. So today, we picked Nate up. So Nate went to football practice with Luke and Joe while Gabe was finishing up his soccer practice. And then I picked up Nate on the way home because it's boring. Football practice is boring. Like there's nothing to do there. And Gabe wanted to stop at the week out park to do some week out and train for soccer. That's how he talks like a New Yorker. I need to do some week out. Okay, so I gotta tell you a funny story. So we live our neighborhood. Gabe's second grade teacher, whom he adores her already. He's been in school a week, right? I mean, he did not like first grade. That kid would fake sick in the morning. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sick. I can't go to school." And I'd be like, "Gabe, you're not sick, but I am. Oh, I'm good." You know, he did not like first grade. His teacher was, she's like super peppy, but I think she, maybe wasn't the best suited for a lot of busy boys, right? Well, he loves his teacher now, Mrs. Jacobs. She lives in our neighborhood. She lives one street over. Like we walk past, I didn't know this until this week when she told them that she lives here. I told the boys to take Speedy out to go potty today. They legitimately walked to her house, knocked on her door, and we're like, "Hi, Mrs. Jacobs." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I wanted to like crawl. So I emailed her when they told me. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I am so sorry." Like she doesn't even know us yet. And here we are, the crazy greens. They're like, "Mom, we got to see your dogs." And she said she's so happy to see us. So Kim, you went to Central. My mom went to North. North. I'm pretty sure it was North. Okay, I'm just making sure this is dry before we move on. Cosi is a lot of fun. They've added a lot of cool stuff. We went last summer, Tammy. I hope so, Jimmy. I told him like they can't go ding donging. They're like, but Gabe was like, I was just so excited, Mom. I just couldn't help it. I just really had to see her. And I was like, oh my gosh. My kids. Hey, Lisa, we're just drying this before I scrape it. I want to make sure it's dry before I scrape off the Vaseline. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom went to North High School. I went to Bishop Reedy. Turn this mother on. Okay, it is. This is a heated craft tool. Jennifer, did I learn about this from you? Okay. So we're just going to hope that we're dry enough. Last time I let it sit for a while, but I think we're okay. So then you're just going to take this and scrape off the Vaseline, okay? I mean, I've got my scraper tool. Yeah. I'm going to zoom in. That was my zoom function. Lower the janky camera. Okay. So, yeah, that thing is, I love it. Especially because if I'm on live. The other thing is that it doesn't, blow stuff across the table. I'm going to take I'm going to darken this orange up. It kind of looks like somewhat of a disaster now, and that's okay. We're just going to, it's okay. It's supposed to look this way. All disastery. Okay. I'm not really sure that you're supposed to wipe it with a baby wipe, but I do. Okay, I remove it. Oh, Chris is the joke. It's okay if the kids stalk their teacher to be kind, but it's a whole other thing when the crazy moms do. I'll tell you what. I was thinking about this today. You know, something we teach the kids is like, you don't have to like everybody, but you have to be kind. And even about our elected political officials, you know what? We may disagree with them, but we still speak respectfully about them. And we still treat them with respect because, you know, it is whoever it might be, you know, fill in the blank, the mayor, the governor, you know, the judge, the president, whoever, the senator. You don't have to like them. You know, you don't have to like the principal. You can disagree with them. You know, I'm just saying in general, right? But you still have to be respectful. You can disagree with them as a parent. I mean, and I have had to disagree with the principals in a respectful way. Like when they had, I mean, there's a whole litany of things when you because of special needs, right? That sometimes you find out they're doing things and you're like, well, we got to talk about that, right? So we're just going to keep going, guys. It looks really janky now, but we're going to keep going. Yeah, guess what? You can say, you know what, I disagree with what you do. And even if you're you can be angry, but you don't have to call them names. You don't have to, you know, attack their character, but you can still stand your ground and stand firm and disagree. You don't have to be treated badly, or let someone else be treated badly and stand for that, but you also can still be respectful. Okay, there's that one. Does it feel rough? No, it looks rough. It looks rougher than it feels, Jimmy. Um, it really does look a lot worse than it's so when you push it, the Vaseline just kind of comes right off. It just scrapes right off. I'm sure you could do something besides a rubber scraper, maybe an old credit card, where you kind of see it maybe skipping a little bit like that is where the Vaseline kind of got rubbed into the paint a little bit, where maybe it wasn't on the wood, but does that make sense? Like I might have put the Vaseline here, and as I drug it across, it spread across, So yeah, I mean, and it's like the other thing, like everybody is entitled to this. I'm scraping off because I painted green on it. You know, people don't have to. I'm not for everybody. Not everyone's gonna like me. Not everyone's gonna like the things I do. Not everyone's gonna, and vice versa. Like I don't. It's okay. It's okay. But you still. Jennifer and I were actually talking about this recently. This whole culture of like these social media warrior keyboards and just jumping on and being whatever because it's easy to sit behind a computer and be impolite. It's not okay. Like none of it is okay. You have to handle things with integrity and grace and dignity and you know what? When you don't, because we're human and no one does it all the time, right? No one does that all. I don't do it all the time. Believe me, ask Joe. But like ask Joe about the time that somebody told Nate he sounded like a minion. He was little and he couldn't talk. And he's like, well, you sound like one of them there minions. Some guy in an elevator. And I looked at him and I said, what is wrong with you? But anyway, but you know what? And when you don't, you need to apologize, right? Because nobody's perfect. Nobody does it perfectly all the time. No one does it right all the time. Okay. So yes, people, I would agree that so often, unfortunately, like sometimes you have kids that learn the wrong thing at home, unfortunately. And you know what? Sometimes you have great parents. And the other thing that happens I've seen is you might have parents who have a dad that travels or they're both working and someone's not home a lot. And, they have a sitter who maybe isn't doing what the mom thinks they're doing, or, there's all kinds of situations. Or you have, I've got some friends who have, they're divorced and they have tried everything to keep their kid from having to go to the other home because there's things that happen in the other home they don't want their kid involved in, which is why they're divorced in the first place. And so then there's just so many situations. And what I do notice, at least in our school district, that they work really hard at least, and if you bring it to their attention, there's something going on that shouldn't be, they have tried to like do their best to fix it. what I loved about Nate's principal when I went to this this like orientation night, she was like, look, your kid's in middle school. Okay, I'm just going over this a little bit on the top. She was like, and you know what? You and I might have some difficult conversations, or you might have to talk to their teacher about some difficult stuff. And she said, look, what I want to tell you is we're going to work together and we're going to get through it. She goes, this is a difficult time for kids. But she was like, we teach them how to be people. We're not just here to educate them. I was so impressed with her. And she went through all the values and what they talk about with the kids and how they hold the kids and the teachers accountable. She's like, if your teacher makes a mistake in the classroom, they apologize to the class. She's like, we teach the kids by modeling. So we'll see. You know, sometimes they say that and then you don't see the follow through, but I'm hoping, what I've seen with Nate so far, I'll tell you what, it has been great. So, okay. I'm wiping the Vaseline off of here because there's still Vaseline. I need to get it off before we do our next thing. Okay. So, okay. So this is what I did next after I did some sanding. I need to clean my whole work area. Middle school is your favorite age. Most of the kids are still pretty innocent and you can help them learn compassion. Yeah. It's a hard age, you know, so they've got so much going on, but I'll tell you what, it is that chance. She said, you know, when they leave this school, we really want them to be, you know, we wanted to help develop them into people. So when they go to high school, they're ready for that extra responsibility. They're ready for, you know, that next step. I mean, I don't know. I really admired that. So far it's been great. Okay. So I am going to clean my work area because I've got like little paint shreds everywhere and I don't want them to get into my stuff. All right. All right. All right. Check. So, okay. One more piece. All right. So this is what I did next. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but this is what I did. I think I got my rug. I should have taken pictures. I'm not good at that. So I've got my decor wax now. I'm going to just this is the nerve-wracking part. I'm just going to go all over it. Okay, and I'm going to wipe it off. Okay. Totally the opposite of what I usually do. So I usually just hit the edges and I don't wipe it off, but I get a clean part. Okay. I like it. Okay. I do the same thing here. Yeah, Linda, what Linda said about, yeah. It's so interesting because Nate's teacher, when she talks to them, she says, well, yes, sir. You know, she calls them, or she'll say, now, Nate, all right, sir, what are we going to do? And he sees someone called an S3. It's so they do like counseling in the school to help the kids who like struggle with emotional regulation and the things that like Nate struggles with. But I talked to her and she's the same thing. And so when you have teachers like that, Linda, who are willing to like really go out there and influence those kids' lives in a way that is, because they may have never had anyone treat them like that. You know, it's hard to tell, right? And you can't, I'm not, or never had a teacher who treated them like that. And when they do that, they change those kids' lives forever, right? When they recognize them, when they show them they're special, when they listen to them, when they take time out of their day. I mean, it's the same thing as with your kids. Like, you know, we've got all the kids going to school. Okay, I'm just wiping this off at different times. So Luke leads at 7:15. Nate gets on the bus at 8:03, and Gabe, Gabe's bus comes at 8:45, but he likes us to drive him to school right now. He says the bus is too loud, but I think he just wants some one-on-one time. So look how cool that looks. So what we've been doing, and you know what, it's been a lot. And yes, like, I don't know, the carpooling though, and driving, getting to drive Luke to school. I've got 45 minutes by myself with Nate in the morning. And then I've got like 45 minutes by myself with Gabe, pretty much. And you know what? I love being able to be with them. And having that one-on-one time. Oh, Jennifer using Abby. So it is. Did you hear me say, so we put a hammock in Nate's room. And he swings, and it's, I mean, I would have never thought that, but he wanted a hammock, and I said, Joe, why don't we just put one in? I mean, we have one outside in the trees, but you can't always go out there. So I'm going to sand this off. We're going to start assembling. Yeah, Juanita, paint, girl. You paint. I'm glad your shoulder's feeling better and you're well enough to paint, or at least you're willing to do it. I'm sorry, I'm shaking everything. I'm trying to shake the table. I need like an overhead camera mounted up in the rafters. Wouldn't that be amazing? All right. And then I could just zoom it down. Oh my God, it's almost 10 o'clock. Why don't you guys tell me? I'm over here. Good gosh, this should not be a long craft. I'm over here jabbering. I can't believe it. I thought I'd only been live for like 30 minutes. Y'all are probably falling asleep. But like, hurry it up, woman. Y'all are like, please hurry it up. Oh, her emotions are out of control. Yeah, so there's no like with Nate, like I can't reason with the child. Like you can't reason with him when he's upset. I will tell you what we say to him when he's very upset. We're like, Nate, it's a no choice situation. You have no choice. You know, if it's something he has to do and he doesn't want to do, because you can't try and explain it to him or reason. Like Gabe, you can, right? Or Luke, most of the time. Not always, but with Nate, we're just like, dude, it's a no choice situation. You don't have a choice. This is what we're doing. This is what has to be done. I'm just kind of aging the edges of these because I want to. And I feel like I could spend some more time like putting paint on them, but it's almost 10 o'clock and I guess we've talked about a lot of things. I know. We're planning a trip to the zoo, to Amish country. We're going to see the clock, the hippos. Yeah, I don't know. I think like I don't know. There's a lot of women here who raise a lot of kids too. Maybe they've got some ideas. I feel like with it's like it's you have to figure out if it's like if her brain is going so fast that she can't keep up with her thoughts, right? And that's what it is. Or if her if it's her sensory system, right? Two different things. Like Lucas's is, I mean, Luke has a little bit of sensory, but his is more ADHD, that his little brain is going 1,000 miles an hour and he gets so overwhelmed by his thoughts, right? Nate, it is his sensory system. And his sensory system gets out of whack and there is like no, I mean, and he just can't. I mean, and it's not his fault. And that's why we like when we went to Disney, we forgot to bring his heavy blanket. We drove last year and we stopped at Walmart at like, I don't know, it was like 6 o'clock or I found a Walmart that had heavy blankets and I went in and bought a heavy blanket. That blanket didn't come out of the back of my truck. I have a bin in the back. I got these really nice, like heavy, I think they're like, like those 12 by 12 bins you put in those cube things from IKEA. I got some really nice heavy ones and I have 3 of those. And one of them is heavy blanket. Heavy, yep, a weighted, yep. Yeah, the weighted blankets are great. Nate's got one. I sleep with one. I love my weighted blanket. Have you tried that with her, Jennifer, to see if that would help? Weighted blankets are great. They're not expensive anymore either. You can get one at Walmart, like she probably needs a 6-pound. You can get one at Walmart for $30. Okay, let's start. Really like this. Look at this right here. Look how good that looks. Oh, there's Joe Green. Hey, Joe. I was telling him all about how you tried to drill through our house in Carrollton. How excited you were to like drill through the house here. I really want to seal this, but I'm going to wait until I put it all together. Okay. Okay, so let's start with, remember I talked about how we have to get it lined up just right so it stands. Because if you're off, it's not going to stand. I'm warning you. It's not going to work. Not going to work. You don't get it. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay. All right. Okay, so, oh, I think I am glad we did the 2 different colored pumpkins. What do you guys think? I think it's going to look so good. Yeah. Chris is right about that, because some of Nate's stuff, honestly, and we didn't know this, but some of his stuff we learned this summer from the BCBA is that over time, Joe and I have, Joe, tell me if I'm not saying this the right way, but we've basically like just been worn down and given in because we're tired, and we've just put up with stuff, not knowing that he had autism. And so we were just like accepting things, like we were just too tired to fight it, honestly. And so then he would start to throw a fit, and then we'd give in. And so then he learned, well, if I throw a fit all long enough, I'll eventually get what I want. And like, the child can throw a fit. But now that we have been holding our ground, haven't we, Joe? I mean, we have been standing our ground with that child, and like, if we say no and he has a meltdown, she said the worst thing you can do is give in. All right, I'm going to spray this. And so she's like, you have to just, if there's something that's consistently causing, now the way you're going to process and think about it for him is going to be very different than the way you would for a typically developing child. But like, if there's something that's constantly causing him stress and trouble and upset, then yeah, we need to look at that. But we cannot, once we've said no and he has a meltdown, we can't change our mind. I'm better at what than you? Am I better at? So we, and when was it? When did we do the list? We made a list of, and he helped me make a list of 6 things he could do when he was starting to feel upset. And we talked about like what happens when he starts to feel upset. Like, you can tell the first thing he does is his voice gets louder. He starts to talk very loudly and just very animated in his speech. And that's how I know, one way that we know, okay, buddy, you're starting to get upset. We need to start thinking about a calm down option. Do you want to? And today I gave him his options, and he was like, I'm getting in the pool. And I was like, okay. And he went and got in the pool. And when he's able to, right now, like without total meltdown, right? We give him lots of praise because that is a good first step. Oh, it was Nate. No, I mean, we've been so worn out. We've just been like, oh, please, Lord, just stop. Stop. I mean, it is, sometimes it's never ending, but we've really been good about it lately with him. It's very different with him than it is with the other 2, though. Okay, so I'm thinking, how should this go? I think, because that flower is going to go up there, so I think I'm going to put this big chunky piece down here. I don't know. We'll just see what we think. I like it. I like it. Oh, Donna's out at sea. Donna, I finally got them up for you, my friend. Look. Is it gorgeous, Donna? Tell us all about it. Donna's on an Alaskan cruise. I told her to take lots of pictures for us because we will probably never go. If we go, we'll probably have to take the children. All right. Was it Mary Beth who said to go with this? Mary Beth, I think you were right. I think she piped up first and said, I like the traditional. And I'm okay. I'm just going really slow here because I want to get it straight. I do not want this to be off because it won't stand. What's your room like, Donna? Is it fabulous? Okay. See? I did good, but I did get a big blob of paint right here. Okay. All right. Leaves. Oh my gosh. I think I am going to do a quick. Are you loving every minute out there? I mean, I don't. Okay. I do. Oh my gosh. Okay. I really kind of like this. All right, we're going to go ahead and seal this right now because I don't want to have to seal around the sunflower. I just want it to stay really nice. This will dry quickly. Donna's been asking me about the pumpkin. Y'all have just been great. This month has been really difficult. It's been a lot of, we've just been really super busy. This is just ultra matte. I'm using Duraclear ultra matte, guys. I just want, oh my gosh, I want to get this on before we get too much. Yes, Pam M. You really knew. I'm glad you're here. We're all glad you're here. This is the best group of ladies. These ladies are amazing. Yes, these are my wood cutouts. If you go to amyandart.com, AMYANDART, Amy and Art, and then hit shop, it'll take you to my shop, and these are under the shelf sitters. The ladies here are awesome too. They're just, I'm blessed because they make it for me. And we always love having new friends, chatting with the new people. I learn more from them. They're all very, very, yeah, these pumpkins are fun. So they're layered. There's a lot of wood to these because you have the front and the back, right? And to make them stand. And so just think about that because they take a lot of space in the laser to cut out. Yeah, because you have more than just one layer for all of them. I just wanted to get this on before I did the pumpkin. Okay. Hey, Beth, how are you? we're just sealing this up. I don't usually do this on the live, but I usually seal it afterward, but I've got to put raffia, and sometimes I even forgo sealing the projects that I do on the lives for time's sake. But the truth is, I just love the pumpkins, and I need them to be sealed because I just want to protect that finish. I can touch up these leaves later, but yeah. Okay. This is, again, just Duraclear Ultra Matte. It just protects the finish. It's a polyurethane, and you can brush it on. I know there's like spray sealers. I haven't tried that spray sealer. I will and tell you guys what I think, but I didn't want to try it on this because I just kind of love the pumpkins. They're just super cute. We're going to put a bow on them. So I'm going to I'll make the bow while these dry, and then we'll hot glue the bow on. This is going to be messy, but I'll clean it up. See how that gets, can you see that? I'll clean that up. Really, I tried it with the, what is that called? I have a name for it. The makeup sponge, and it just didn't work either. I mean, it just went all through those holes. It really bothered me. There we go. I'm just taking a dry brush and cleaning up the excess. No big deal. Yeah, I wondered that too, right? I have this, I found it, I showed you guys the other night, I think, the self-leveling. It's a non-aerosol sealing spray from Folk Art. Really what I need to do is just get me a piece of scrap wood. God, I sound so Texan tonight. I need to get a piece of scrap wood. All this other, and get me a piece of scrap wood and just put a little paint on it and spray it and see how it turns out. Okay. So for this bow, I just put a raffia bow on the other one. Do you see this? Just to kind of, I saw someone else put a raffia bow on a pumpkin, and I thought that was cute. So I just am going to take, I know, well, I know. And then you say, like, I still say I'm fixing to, and I still type y'all in emails. Which when I moved to Texas, I got a job down there teaching elementary school, and my principal used y'all in her emails, and I was so offended. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so unprofessional. I cannot believe that she wrote y'all in an email, right? I was just like, oh, I don't even know how many times I'm wrapping this. I'm wrapping this so I feel like it is enough. Let's just say that. So, but I still type y'all in emails. I mean, it just gets to be part of who you are. And I say y'all, and oh, I lost that. And it just is. And if somebody thinks that I am not proper, that is all right with me. Okay, so oh, I say I'm fixing to, but you know, out in like east or like west, they'll be like, I'm fitting to, which is a whole nother thing. I did not say that. Okay, so I'm just going to tie this, and then I'm going to adjust the bow, this tie, so it's in the middle. This is just, I don't know where this, I just kind of made this up in my head. There's probably there's more ways to do this bow, but I just figured that this was about the length I wanted it. Unless we're going to do it twice. Pull it. Okay. Mary Beth, you were so right about the two colors. It looks okay. It looks amazing. Okay, again, I'm going to pull this. I'm just wrapping this around my fingers until, I mean, you could do this. You could take like a few lengths and twist it back and forth. There's a lot of different ways you could do this, but this is just, you know, Pam, this is just from Amazon. Pam asked what kind of raffia this was. It's just, that's a really good, I just got it on Amazon. I know what kind you're talking about. The like real stringy kind. Yeah, this is, let me show it to you in the roll. It's still considered, you know, paper raffia, but it's not that like, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, friend. It's a little more stringy and it's harder to work with. Let me just trim these. Okay. Let me show you this is what it looks like. And it's just, yeah, it's just kind of like smashed paper, right? Okay, so I'm going to put the scarecrows last. So these are supposed to just be funky and messy, and so I'm going to glue it here because our that is going to go there, and let me mash this because I got to mash it down so my sunflower will go on top like that. What was that? Did you guys hear that? My camera, it's still working. Okay. I'm just going to mash it. Yeah, it's just kind of, if you guys got the first Joyful Crafting Club box, this was in there for the to tie around the stand on the bird or the butterfly. The same stuff. I like this. Gracie's barking. Like it's, this is my Surebonder glue gun. Love, it's cordless, precision tip. Doesn't gush everywhere. If you finish your tray this month in the JCC, you get put in a drawing for one. Y'all make sure that you go and you like my page and you also follow and then give it a heart for favorites. Put it in your favorites because Facebook has been wonky about showing notifications and I want to make sure we stay in touch. All right. Who saw the printable that I put up on my page? If you haven't seen it yet, go grab those fall printables. Let me put the sunflowers to, let me get this other one on and we'll get the sunflowers. They are so cute. Oh yeah, Jimmy, more of the stick holders. Girl, you know what? I did think about doing one for the sunflower. So you have a sunflower on a stick. But then the rest of the tray, I just felt like it was a little too kitschy. I don't know for that tray, but we'll do some more. Definitely. Those are so cute. You know what would be a good time is Christmas. A lot of things you could put on a stick at Christmas, right? Those were fun. And they just give some height and some interest to your tray, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm going to put my sunflowers together. They are so fun. I hope I peeled the tape off the back. I don't know if I did. If Leslie was here, she told me to clean my I never clean my spray glue. I always forget to do that. Okay. You guys see where I got too much? Can you see right there where I got too much of that DuraClear, and then I wiped it off before it was dry, and it just took it right off. So just know that can happen, and if you do, just go back and touch it up later. No big deal. Or like enjoy it and enjoy the imperfection, right? So, Jimmy, it's just on my page, and if you're in the JCC, you can just download them without having to opt in. So don't worry. So just go in the Joyful Crafting Club. I don't think I pinned them yet under the free printable section, but they're in the Joyful Crafting Club. Okay, so we're going to glue these down now. And they will be in there. In fact, if you're in the Joyful Crafting Club, anytime I do a free printable, I just pin it in there, put it in there for you guys, and you don't have to opt in. Makes it a little simpler. I'm just holding that down with my finger because this, the raffia is kind of pushing it up. I need something heavy to put up there. There we go. All right. We're close. Okay. Bottle of Mod Podge. All right. Cooking with gas, ladies. All right. So now I just have to do my cardinal or my blackbirds. Now again, wherever you put those blackbirds, I just put those on as weights, okay? So you just want your blackbirds, wherever you put them, to not be lower than the bottom, because then you're, and you can use one blackbird, you can use two blackbirds. You probably don't want it out there, I don't think. But you want it to not come down farther than the bottom. And one way you can do that is to get like a straight edge, kind of like this, see? And then you're just going to know, like if you push it down, you've got that, and then that's exactly where it should be. Does that make sense? It's just a straight edge. I'm going to start thinking about that Amish country craft away, only because the food up there is amazing. Okay, so I've got one bird, and there's so much to do. And it's within driving distance. All right. Okay, so this. Where do I want him to go? I guess he's going to go right there. My big head in the camera. Okay. All right. I may need to go put some. I think we're done. Y'all, I made me a mess. What do y'all think? Isn't this cute? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We did some good crap. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let me take this out. All right, guys. And see, look. It stands. So we did everything right. Now, if you go and shake the table, right, don't. I feel like this one needs to ooch over. Well, maybe not. All right. Maybe it's just that pumpkin. It doesn't look as straight up the middle. I mean, it's lined up. Okay. See how cute it is? And it stands. So, I mean, because by the time you get 1, 2, you have 3, 4 layers once you have that bird in the front. Yeah, it can. Well, I think you can choose, right? Because this is the same as this one, this size. You can choose. Like maybe you want like a trio of them and you want this one here in a different color. But this is the same. This is the same height as this one. They're the same height. And this little 5-inch that we didn't paint is the same height as this. So you have like the single 5-inch, right, with all the pieces. You have the 7-inch, or you have the duo. So it's like up to you. You don't have to do, I don't think you have to do all 3. I think you could do 1 and put some other things with it. Or if you want to do like this one and then have another little one sitting over here or behind it. Or maybe you want to put this elevated and then put something in front of it. However you want to do it. You could put one on like a stand. But yeah, it can, or they can all be separate. Or you can just do one, and just have one that goes on a mantle with some other stuff. You could totally put them in a display of 4. It looks super cute because you have 3 pieces and you could arrange them, or you could just do one. Oh yeah, this shirt I got from this is one of Tara's shirts, Jennifer. Jennifer said she just noticed my shirt. It says Waymaker, Miracle Worker, Promise Keeper, Light in the Darkness. And it's earrings that go with it. So yeah, these are the chippy paint pumpkins. I hope you guys had fun painting them. What I'm going to do with them, I think, for right now, is put like this one here. And they do look super cute together. You see I've got all 3 of them up there. Super cute. And you can put this one. I also think that they would look really cute, like with buffalo plaid. I think there's all different ways you can do them. Oh yeah, on a wreath. You could put. I think you put these 3M wreath. Why do I have 3M wreath signs? I do have them, guys. I mean, it's really not right. But yeah, these little 3M wreath sign hooks on the back. And you know what? If you're going to put them on a wreath, Mary Beth, I would not put this second piece on the back. I would just keep it separate because there's two pieces, right? I wouldn't even put that on there. I would leave that off and then put these on the back and hook it in. That's what I would do. But then you just have less weight, right? This side to the left, who remembers this from last year? Does anybody remember? This is what you're talking about? Or are you talking about this? This is a cutting board I did a YouTube video on last year. This is the Dollar Tree napkin. Left, though, I think are you talking about this? It's hard for me to tell which left. Oh, I just knocked him over. This I made. That is a door hanger that I made last year. I did a YouTube video. And this, on the video, I showed how to do faux shiplap. So like I painted this white and then I distressed it. Then we did this is all faux shiplap with a stain marker. And then this is vinyl. And then this is just a funky bow of 3 different kinds of ribbon. And then these, yeah, the one with the napkin. Yeah, I made that on, I have a YouTube video on that one, Jimmy. I'll, you know what? I'll repost that tomorrow. And the video link, I'll repost that and tag you. Super cute. I know it was a year ago. Oh my gosh. All right, girls. I am gonna shimmy to bed. So I'm gonna tell you one thing and then I'm gonna go to bed. This is the unfortunate. It's like I cannot go to sleep after the lives. Like I'm so like keyed up, even though I'm yawning. Like it takes me 2 hours. So it will be 12:30. Okay, hold on. Napkins. Let's talk about napkins. Let me show you guys the napkin. That cutting board came from Michael's. Some of y'all who have been waiting patiently because this month has kicked my tushy tush. This is the napkin. Got some of these. Oh, names. Thank you, Tammy. This is the napkin. I have 3 left. And it just took half of that on there. I could give 3 away. I could include these in some Happy Mail. But some of you guys, I've been putting like some little like Kim C, thank you for the grace. Napkins in your packages. Okay, let's pick some names. Thank you, Tammy, for reminding. Yeah. So, Tammy, it might have gone in your package. So I'll look at the Dollar Tree too. I got them from the Dollar Tree last year. Okay, Jimmy K. Going into the jar. It's almost time to draw again. This is another cute one I found. This is inappropriate. I have totes and totes of napkins. But look how cute these are. Oh, I appreciate you guys. Couldn't I do yeah, I could do a cutout like the board. Yeah. I have to see what the diameter is on that. It's probably a 10-inch. If it's a 10-inch, I probably could. Lisa Roscom. Yeah, maybe this month we'll do a napkin. I mean, look at this, you guys. I have this is full of napkins, and this is full of napkins, and they're all different types of. Just whenever I see something, I think it could be fun. Yes, Janet, I cut some fall tonight. I just don't have them listed yet. And I have Halloween. I have ghosts and pumpkins and sunflowers, and I have several. Yes, yes, yes. So Lisa, how you get a tote full of napkins is when you're out like at Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby, you intentionally walk by and look at the napkin and then you just put them in your cart. And then after time, you just have a tote full of napkins. Sarah. Yeah. And then you just craft with them, and it's so fun. It is so fun. Tammy Royer. We'll do a couple more. Tammy Royer. Okay. Yeah, I've got lots of inserts. So these will go up, and then I'm going to get inserts up in the next couple days. So yes. Kim Carroll. I'm the napkin club. I am not a Miss Tracy has a lot of crafty tips with those napkins, but I do love to use them, and I do love to use them in my tier trays, and I love that we can like iron them on and just give ourselves. Tara McBrain, are you new here? I'm going to put your name in the bin. And I do keep my eyes open for the Joyful Crafting Club for like napkins. I think would go well with what I know we're doing in there, because I know that's a fun embellishment. And there's you guys do like you have a whole napkin like that, a pattern one. There's so many different things you can do with them. All right, girls, that was 6. So yeah. Oh, my elbow. Look at this. That's my psoriasis. So thank you guys for being here. Everybody get some good rest tonight. Oh, well, welcome. Welcome, Tara. We're glad you're here. We just made these pumpkins. I don't know if you got to see, but we made this set tonight. This I started and finished. So yeah, we made some fun pumpkins, and I look. I'm so tired. I really said that out loud. My thyroid medicine has increased my weight, and just not a lot of fun. So, we will, if you're on my text list, you'll know first when the attachments are live, just so you know. And I do have some bows to go with some of the attachments, not all of them, but I have bows to go with some of them. I love y'all. Get some good sleep, sweet dreams, and I will see you very, very soon. And look for that YouTube replay tomorrow. I'll put that up. All right, guys, sweet dreams.